We're a little bit out of Iowa Falls today, Mark, with our friends from Latham Seed, being hosted by the gang from Latham. Right now, I am talking to Mike Aldinger. We're on Mike's farm, and Mike, you said you are done planting corn now here near Iowa Falls.
Yes, we are. We finished yesterday.
And when did you start planting?
We started Monday, a week ago.
So a week ago at this time, if I'd asked you that, you'd probably been kind of nervous.
Yeah, I had nothing in the ground. But the concerns with the weather and the cool ground conditions, that we were just kind of waiting and see.
And see what a difference a week makes. We don't need to worry about the weather. We don't need to worry about soil temperatures anymore either.
No, we're getting there now.
I think we're starting to bake things out in the ground. It must be, what, mid-80s today?
I would guess they're saying a high of 92 in the morning today.
Yeah, things kind of turn around quick, which is a good deal. So how many acres did you put in?
We put in about 1,200 acres.
1,200 acres, and you're a Latham seed guy?
Yes, I am.
Have been for a while. I understand you've been planting Latham soybeans for a while.
We've been doing Latham soybeans for 38 years.
Oh, just a young guy then?
Yep.
Yeah, hardly got started with the company.
Right.
Okay. We're going to be talking to you off and on. I'm going to ask you about the seed to soil program as well. But how things planned once you got going? Everything okay?
Soil conditions were probably the best I've ever seen them.
Is that right?
Yeah, we planted 2 ponds we never planted before.
Son of a gun. Well, maybe that bodes well for the year ahead.
Could be.
Yeah. Hey, stick around, and we're going to be talking.
Dealing with the Latham family as a company and selling them, and also in the field, their seed is just so dependable. I've never had a reason to move any other direction.
So this year you have a Latham demonstration plot you just finished up, what, hours ago, I guess?
Just about an hour ago, we put in a seed corn plot.
So we're going to be maybe touring that later on this summer?
Maybe we can talk somebody in some steak this summer.
Hey, let's get John Latham over here, president of the company. And hey, John, you were out with us last week. We were wearing coats. Now we're in shirt sleeves. What a difference a week makes in weather.
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, you can't believe the amount of corn that's gone on the ground this last week. It's got to be some sort of record. I mean, it's just amazing what farmers can do nowadays with equipment, but it's a lot of perseverance too, to fight through a lot of conditions, working a lot of long hours, and just amazing what they can do anymore.
Well, let me tell you, as far as crop progress, we are 68% done. We put 61% of the corn crop in the ground last week. The record pace was back in 1992 when we put 64% in a week. So we were almost as fast as we've ever put corn in the ground here. Now, a lot of guys are switching right over to soybeans. What do you think?
Well, luckily the conditions are warming up, and that's going to help considerably. I know a lot of people last year were concerned with sudden death because there was a lot of sudden death, but the conditions are a lot different. A lot of people planted in mid-April, and now we're well into May. Conditions have warmed up, and so we're recommending guys go right into soybeans. I think they're going to be fine. We've got a lot of products that handle sudden death syndrome, have really strong scores against sudden death syndrome, and cyst nematode, which can be a problem with sudden death syndrome. So we're really poised for the condition and feel like we've got the right products to take on sudden death syndrome and win.
Was this a tough area for SDS last year?
It was. It seemed like kind of all throughout the Highway 20 corridor over to Fort Dodge, there's a lot of sudden death syndrome, and so, but you know, just the conditions being different, planning were that much later, I think is going to help us out this year too.
Yeah, so this is actually really good. This is, I need to put it on a very cool part of the world.
Soybeans. Kevin Meyer is with us. Kevin is the Latham regional guy here. And Kevin, tell me a little bit about the Seed to Soil program at Latham.
It's a program we kind of piloted last year, and we're working with it this year. I worked with Mike here this year on variable rate planting. What we're trying to do is maximize his populations out there for the different variabilities in soil and different things out in the field. So.
Now, the variable rate, I mean, that's something we hear a lot about now, and you can almost farm by the foot.
Yes, you can. And what we do with our program is we took all Mike's last year's yield history along with his soil sampling, grid testing, along with soil types, and put together a variable rate planting program for him.
Any special problems up here?
Not really. I mean, it's been a really good year up here. We've been, you know, conditions have been really good. Tell you what, once we get started planting, nothing stopped. So.
It was one of those things you almost pulled off for gas, and that was about it.
That's about it. And everybody put a lot of hours in last week, but we're just about completely planted on corn in this area.
Well, we're switching over to Latham soybeans here as well.
Well, you know it's May beef month, and and nothing says beef better than a great steak on the grill. So I'm glad that everyone enjoys the great scent, and they're really going to enjoy that great flavor of Iowa corn-fed beef.
What'd you cook today?
Well, I did a variety of steaks, and that's what's so great about beef, is that going into the grilling season, the consumer has tons of options. And today I brought a flat iron and a petite tender, which are two of our value cuts, as well as a top sirloin and then a specific muscle from that sirloin. It's the sirloin cap, and in some stores it's called a sirloin strip steak. So we've got a variety of steaks, different price points, different flavor profiles. We have a tool on our website at iabeef.org called an interactive meat case, and so a consumer can go there, and if they see a different name of a steak, they can identify it and learn what it is, where it comes from, cooking tips, and also receive recipes.
So what if you want to try something new here, May Beef Month out on the grill? What would you recommend?
Well, my favorite is a beef petite tender, and it's my favorite for a couple of reasons. One, it's extremely lean. Two, it is very flavorful. It's easy to cook. And then the great thing is it's so versatile. We can always throw a couple extra on, so we'll have steak one night, and the next morning we might have steak and egg breakfast burritos, or I might have extra for a steak salad, or I've even chopped it up and then put it into beef stroganoff. So extremely versatile, great on the grill. It's called a beef petite tender.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We really appreciate Mike and Donna for hosting us here today. We really appreciate the relationship. It goes back. My uncle Tom, the congressman now, set Mike up in 1976, Mike was saying. So we've had a lot of great times through the years, and we appreciate all his business and support over those years.
Again, tell us how we can find our pictures of our field.
You can go to the From the Field tab on our website, lathamseeds.com, or from the blog. And I'd also just like to remind people they can follow us throughout the day. As we've been here today, I've been tweeting right along. So my handle on twitter.com is @LathamSeeds. So I'd love to have you follow us throughout the growing season.